When people shine, a miracle is born. That shine is a symbol of warriors that can change the future. Kid may change! It's gonna take a while, isn't it? So, how was your 2020? It was probably pretty miserable, but thanks to Kiramager being a comedy series, a light series of Sentai, can really take you out of the dreadful disaster world that was going on. Either from Asia, or from America, or from Europe. Wherever you can get Pirate Super Sentai, whatever. Actually, in Asia and Japan, it's on their TV on Sunday mornings. No, I was gonna say Saturday nights, but that's Saturday nights for America, because it airs morning Sunday. Wrong. I'm wrong. Like a watch. So yeah, Kiramager was very great and a great start off to the Deiwa era for Super Sentai. Like, so the great thing about Kiramager for me is that it's a parody of Aba Ranger. Let me explain this. Now, with the Bakiryu, the dinosaurs, that's what they call them, if you don't remember or whatever, and Asuka, they're from the Dino Earth, alternate universe, and the Mecha, whatever, and the Princess Mumashibe. I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. I don't know if it's actual Japanese or a made up word. They make up words too as well. Well, all words are made up from from Thor. We heard that from Avengers: Infinity War. Yeah, but the princess is from another world, planet, alternate universe, Crystalia. And another great example of this is from episode 0, how the Kiramai Stones and the Bakiryu were calling out to people, or not searching for people, the Bakiryu were trying to call out to people who have potential to Dino Guts, which is the era, not the era, the aura / energy from their world be sent in this world, or whatever, from the human world or the real world, whatever it was in Aba Ranger. And with the Kiramai Stones, they were searching out for people who have the Shining Spirit. That's what it's called. That's in my notes. So I googled for the wiki to refresh my mind a little bit. It's also in the opening as well all the time. So yeah. Okay, the Shining Kiramai Spirit, whatever, was searching out for people who have charm and talent. So just without the rampage of the Bakiryu. The songs were kind of foolish. I'll talk about the songs in a little bit. Now, Go On tried to be a parody of Aba Ranger, having the engine souls be from another alternate universe, like how in Aba Ranger. But from my memory or just in general, I don't think Go On's that great. It's just based on memory. I was a teenager when I watched Go Under. So a lot of things like this, I just don't revisit it. I revisit other things like Geki Ranger, and I don't think it's that great. I don't think it's that awesome. Or my mind from that era will just watched it, whatever, and hey, this is kind of cool. Just I think the other compared to the other 6% I watched as a teenager, I don't think I like that much about Go On. I don't think I like Go Under that much or at all. It's solely based on memory. If you think Go Under is great, you think Go Under is great. Okay. Speaking of Sentai parodies, Car Ranger was the first one to do this. That is a parody of Turbo Ranger, which I haven't seen yet, not this time yet. But I have seen other Super Sentai, and from parodying past episodes, and also seeing those tropes of Super Sentai and other Sentais as well, some are and even Power Rangers as well. I can see that they parodied some of these episodes in Kiramager as well. Well, what they do is just make fun of it in a way, instead of being serious about it. So the funny thing about all his parodies is that they're all car themed, except for Turbo Ranger, which I think is just not a parody at all. I mean, at that time, it was only like 10 years, 12 years. I don't know which number it is. I know Zoo Ranger and Jetman are 15, 16. That's all and I know the ones after that. Yeah, yes, so like they're all parodies. The first one that started out, Car Ranger, was like a magic cars. Go Ranger was talking cars, and Kiramager is talking stone cars. Huh. So another great thing I like before I move on to the characters is the light and dark blend of the show. Geisel, who has this evil presence that you, when he's on screen, you know he's evil. Like he brings the darkness, he brings the evil. And then there's like Carl, not Car, I think it's pronounced Korami. I think that's Korami, something like that. So with him, he has goofy monsters of the week. And those goofy monsters end up fighting the Kiramager, and that's what happens with the shenanigans. But when guys are involved, that's when it gets serious. I also don't know if you can tell this, but I am looking at my monitor to read the words. So I'm just try and move along. So it looks like I'm looking at the camera almost still. Was that a car? Probably was. I'm gonna take this off actually. Might put it back on, but here. Let's take it off for now. Kinda like make a noise. So now we have June, the red Kiramager. Or Kiramai Red. I like June. Or Juru. I pronounce it as June. Or that's why, at least I hear June Asta. So, yes, I really like him. He is probably one of my favorite Reds in a long time. The greatest thing about him is that he's an introvert. He is that shy kid that sits in the back of the classroom and just draws in his sketchbook. This is unique because they never really do this for Red. They always go with the extrovert. Now, I don't know if this is because of My Hero Academia. I know the main character, Deku, is like an introvert instead of an extrovert. It's so refreshing to see this kind of character not be so obnoxiously loud and annoying. Now, if you don't remember any of these extrovert characters, here's a refresher. There's Genta, not Genta, Kenta. Genta is from Forze. But Kenta, Mega Red, started this trope. There's Ryogi, Rogu, Abared, who's kind of a lovable idiot. He's kind of like Andy from Parks and Rec a little bit. And then there's Takaharu. The only reason why I know that I'll pronounce his name correctly is because everyone talks about him. Aka Ninja, who is the king of extroverts. And dumb catchphrase, I'm fired up. Or I'm thinking about Natsu. They don't have the same catchphrase, do they? Is it fired up or is it I'm hot up or whatever? Now June's partner, the red Kiramager Stone, or Fire, as how they like to call him, is that trope. But we don't get to see much of him. But his hot-headedness pushes June to the limit, making him come out of his shell, which is great. I think having the extrovert character like as like a side character is probably much more better. Yeah, but he pushes him into making him a great leader. And like I love the episode that showcases this that he is a great leader. He had development. It's like around like episode 19 or 20. It's either it was the one where he got glued to his classmate because from the glue monster, and the classmate saw that like the four other Kiramagers are like celebrities / popular people, and then she found out that the Kiramai Red was her classmate, the loser that sits in the back of the classroom. It's funny. That is funny. seeing like the 5 heroes of the world being actual celebrities, and then one of them, the leader, is that loser classmate. That is just great. I love it. That episode is also one of my favorite episodes because it showcased his development over time and how he was able to work with a lot of the other characters, how he understands them as well. Like he figured that Sena wanted to go to the track race, but instead of like giving like the dummy the track race, she the finished track race, but she since she's fast, she went over to help the Rangers. He did the right thing for teammates. Now, out of the 5 of them, June is like the more serious storyline. Don't get me wrong, he still has his silly moments. It's still a comedy series, but over the course of time, he has come out of his shell and became a great leader. Well, so now let's get into the other 4. It's not like they're underdeveloped or bad or anything like that. They're just to entertain the audience, which you guys, which is me, whole picture. When I say that this is a parody, it really comes from these guys, because these guys bring the comedy. Now, from episode 0, it was kind of showcased from this as well. And I think a lot of other people probably thought we're going to get a lot of development from these 4. We don't, because it is because if you when you watch episode 0, think about it. The 4 Kiramai stones just chose celebrities or famous people, and June and Takamichi, I gotta pronounce that the Silver Ranger, mostly carried the story. The reason I'm saying this is because I was thinking a lot about June and his character and Takahashi or the Silver Ranger story. I'll pronounce it later. I'll get it right later. But I don't think about the other characters at all. I was only thinking about the story, about June, and then there's the plot device, the stones, the wishing stones, whatever that the Silver Ranger wanted, the MacGuffins of the series, and I was blanking on the other characters. So I was like, what can I draw from that? They have good stories, but it's not that well deep in it. There's no really shocking parts with these characters. It's only with June and Silver Ranger. I did check the wiki for information, but it hasn't been updated or there's no updates to it because there's not a lot of development. Because I was drawing blank, so yeah. When I think about story, I think about all the characters. I think about what they do and who they are and whatever. It really is just a comedy with these 4. It's kind of like Seinfeld, because in Seinfeld there's not that much character and it's just a comedy. With Kiramager, with these other 4, it's just a comedy. Don't get me wrong, the characters do have their moments, but it's just not fulfilling as June's character. Next, Tametomo, Kiramai Yellow. Now, he's an esports player, like Ninja. He does game professionally. He's a bit cocky at some points, which we do see, and a bit arrogant. He also thought he was the leader at first. Remember that shocking face in episode 2? We're like, what? And then like Fire was like, no, June's the leader. And he was like shaking up. Was Fire in June's hand, or was he in the giant base? I forgot that part. But there was never a cold hard rivalry with the 2. Not that I could think of. I think Kiramai Yellow just accepted him as leader. I was like thinking, is he a leader of a game team? Like some other people are, like I know like Base Fan or whatever, that group is video game group that plays Fortnite, whatever. I know they are a gaming group, but like when we saw him, he was by himself playing like Tekken. I think it was Tekken on the PlayStation 4. Yeah. Well, a few times he does take the lead actually, so yeah, that's great. The Kiramai Stone Yellow Shovel shows him because he was playing video games. As I said, he was playing at a video game tournament. He must have thought he was some kind of great warrior. Like, no, he's playing Tekken. Next, we have Sena, Kiramai Green. She was the first one to be chosen. She's a full-time track and field runner, which is pretty great for this situation, because I'm gonna get to it. She's also a sponsor of Scratch. That's from Genki Ranger. Remember Genki Ranger? I remember Genki Ranger. I also remember watching Sentai full episodes on YouTube in parts. That's the era when I watched Genki Ranger. And she likes really being fast and reckless sometimes. She's the extrovert character of this series, actually. To think about it, that's just due to her like being excited to like be fast or whatever. Sonic the Hedgehog, Kiramai Green, Maha. That's how you say it. Kamen Rider Maha chose her because they need a warrior speed, and a track and field runner is good for that. So yes, Kiramai go with that one. Before I move on, I have Jungle Fairy Claw right here, but it's not Geki Ranger Claw because this is the main American one. So Scratch, sponsored by Scratch, or I forgot the temple, the name from Geki Ranger, from Jungle Fairy. Was it also called Scratch? Something like that. But anyways, moving on to Shigegu. The pronunciation I was trying to find, I found I go on how to pronounce names, whatever.com, whatever, and the one on the wiki says it's a U, but the one I found there's no U in the word. It's a E. That's for the pronunciation of how you translate it to English. So I don't know if the one on the wiki is pronounced wrong. So the way I'm pronouncing it is Shigeru. Yes, Kiramager, the Hollywood movie star or whatever, or not Hollywood. He's from Japan. He's a celebrity in Japan. I don't know what. There's a place where it was an Alba Ranger studio. I forgot the name of the studio. That's what Kyoto. Kyoto. It's Kyoto, right? Yeah, where the movie stuff happens. Kyoto Star. That's where all the Hollywood stuff. It's in Kyoto, right? Hold on. It's gonna drive me nuts. Yes, I think it's Kyoto. Yes, I think that's where I think so. When I know there's Bollywood for India, but is Kyoto like Hollywood for Japan? I don't know. I think so, probably. So he's the Kyoto Star, or whatever. Yeah, so he's a popular movie star, like the Blue Kermit Stone Jetter. Thought he was actually like a warrior, samurai, whatever, because he was cool looking. But he doesn't know how to be a swordsman, so that's good because of the samurai movie he was in. A trait that he has is that he has a cool gentleman vibe to him, badass, whatever you want to say, kind of like Yukito from Abba Ranger. But other times he acts very lame, like Todachi acts like him, Tokyo Blue or Tokyo 2 from Tokyo Ranger. He's an actor. He's just acting cool. He's not like the cool blue one. I think that's the parody of that character. Well, because in Sentai, unlike Power Rangers, the Blue Ranger is the cool one. Like they kind of switched that area when they adapted Mighty Morphin. They switched the nerd is the blue, and the cool guy is the black or the green. Funny if you think about it. So next we got Sayo. She's a doctor, which is very good to have. Yeah, all 5 Kiramager right here now. She's very well spoken as well. She's very classy, very proper lady. She is. She's also kind of like Robin from One Piece, actually. So that's what she reminds me of. She's obviously the mother of the group because she cares for her teammates a lot. She understands them what they're going through sometimes. And also, she knows Aikido, which is good to know when you're fighting monsters. That's when you flip people over or whatever. I saw it on Man in the High Castle. That's what I was remind me of. I know that when I saw when she did that in that episode. When she was that training episode or whatever. Or her past when we saw a little bit of it. Flipping over to people. That's what she did. Aikido. That's what Juliana did in the Man in the High Castle. It's hey, that's from the Man in the High Castle. And actually, no, it's from Japan. They just adapt. They just introduced it. So the pink Kiramai Stone, hello, found her when she was doing surgery. She thought she was really cute and amazing at what she did. So now we have Takamichi or Kiramai Silver. I actually just got these guys and his morpher. Hold on. Kiramai change. You know, this is supposed to be a globe, actually, but it also reminds me of Nami's log post. I'm thinking about One Piece a lot, or talking about One Piece a lot, but and because One Piece is on my mind, Chapter 1000 just came up months ago. I was like catching up with it and like rewatching it as well. So yeah, so this reminds me of Nami's log post, or like the log post in One Piece, whatever. But yeah, it's a globe. It's also a globe too. That's like I like think I always thought like, what is this? Like, and I thought when I first got this, like at the beginning of the year, I was like, it's a globe. It really is a globe. So it's funny. I'm also gonna take this off. Also, they're not, these morphers do not hurt, or like not hurt. Are perfectly fit. They're not like this American morph or whatever. I don't know where the other one is actually, so they're not like that. I think because they know their fans are old enough or whatever. Yeah, I like this better than the Velcro actually. So, if you've never seen Sentai before or Power Rangers before, is they always get a six ranger. They always get a six ranger at the end or in the middle, or not in the middle, but like sometimes in the middle of the teens or whatever of the series, unless you're like Kyuger, which you got episode 9 of the Sixth Ranger that appeared in that one and became the Ranger in episode 10. Yeah, so he's a later edition, and he has implants in his body that make him 17 for nearly 30 years. And the reason why he did this is because of the Mon Stone that went into him and endangered his life. And then there's King Orin, or Aiden, I think that's how it's pronounced it, brought him to Crystal Kingdom and saved his life and implanted him with a Kiramai stone, making his body immortal. And so Takamichi stayed in the Crystal Kingdom, and the king adopted him as his son. And so his goal is to collect the wish granting stones to save his sister, Mormashime. I think that's how to pronounce it again. From the Yaido Helm curse that killed his mother's stepmother, the queen. But so yeah, so the queen had this curse and it killed her. Now Burshime has this curse, but by machine Zabang. So the train Zord, whatever, the white one, not the black one, cured her before they could find all the wish granting crystals, whatever. And then they actually used the power of these four crystals to actually just rebuild the Crystalia, the crystalline, whatever you ever want to call it. If I pronounce it wrong, I'm just gonna say the crystalline, whatever, or the Crystal Kingdom. So now let's talk about the stones. I'll get the Zord. So now let's talk about the Zords. I know the Silver Ranger changes into a crystal or Kiramai stone to control Zord. He doesn't have a cockpit. He actually does have a cockpit in the Zords, but like to change it into a Megazord, he changes it into crystal or the stone, whatever. I think crystal stone, like, just don't think it really matters. But yeah, I do not have any of the auxiliary Zords, weapons, whatever. I just have the main Megazord. I think because Japan is trying to like make things more exciting, they didn't go like and make a big thing. It's like they're going back to the old ways where like it was just one Zord and just trying to like express the fighting a little bit more or make it more action packed instead of just combining to have one giant Megazord like an event. I kind of like that they're going back a little bit. A lot of predictions that say that they were going to do this because of like the way certain Zords are shaped. Because like the redstone was kind of shaped like a leg, so people thought that's what's gonna happen. But no, it didn't end up becoming that way. And also because the Zords are very short. So it makes sense if the Zords are very short, you can make a big stupid thing with that. So, but that ended up not being the case. So, but I'm glad because the fights for this Megazord season was actually pretty good. Some like there was that one episode where I think Ultraman director directed the episode, and the fights were really that fight was spectacular. But anyways, let's get to what these Zords do actually. So, or what June can manifest to these. The come in made different colors, and June has the power of imagine manifestation. He also says Hiramei King, or is it like the way I found it on the wiki? That's how it said that. The way I hear it in the show, it sounds like he's saying Kiramai King. I don't know which, but he's saying the one I found on the wiki again, or whatever. I'm just saying it's Kiramai King where he like holds up his hand and he draws very fast. The Kiramai stones change into vehicles that can change into a giant robot. Some of the Kiramai stones are weapons that the giant robot can use, which June has been drawing for this past season, absorbed of what it can be. One of them was a vacuum cleaner. It's like something out of a parody. Oh wait, this is. Well, I couldn't find like a word like a on the pronouncing thing I found that the pronouncing thing, the foreign words site whatever I found does not have their commander name, which I'm gonna try to pronounce the best I can. Um, Moraru, Moryou. That's the best I can pronounce it. So he's the founder of Caract, the caring and radical ambitious team. The caring and radical ambitious team. Think of that name. The caring and radical ambitious team. Sounds ridiculous. So he's the one that made all the Kiramager stuff, and he's also the younger brother of Tobachi. Him and his father and Tobachi befriended King Or in over 30 years ago, kept in touch with the Crystal family, and during the fall, Crystalia, King Oradan, King Oradan warned him Moraru made the Kamen Rider stuff. Simple. And also there was that episode where he's imagining him being the Gold Ranger. They made an actual suit instead of like coloring over like the Silver Ranger suit. Usually, like when you have a commander or whatever, they will be a ranger, but like in this case, he likes being behind the desk and helping out the rangers like that. He's also that Apple pen guy. So, what more proof he wants it to be a parody or a comedy, whatever. So next, moving on to our villains. First up, we have the demonic general of betrayal, Geisel. He is the betrayer of the Crystalia Kingdom. He is the younger brother of King Odin. Odin became king. Geisel became jealous towards his brother and drove the betrayal of Crystalia. He is a cold-hearted villain and an excellent foe to the Kiramager. When him and June clash, it's exciting! I haven't felt that in years. And then we found out that Emperor Yodon influenced his mind and hatred. And Geisel was the chosen one to destroy the Emperor Yodon. So yeah, he was the chosen one to destroy the Dark Empire. Where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that before? A chosen one going to the dark side. Where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that before? I wonder who I heard that before. Definitely sounds familiar. chosen one that was pure of heart or whatever has potential power to destroy the dark side and end up joining the dark side. Where have I heard that before? I don't know. Why did I grab this? I don't know why. Oh yeah, I thought he was gonna be the final boss, but like, this is a parody after all. Oh, it's not really a joke per se, but like, I don't mind it because, well, I don't really mind it. I don't think you should take it as like very harshly. Like he thought like this general guy was going to be the final boss. He even had a final boss armor, and yeah, just take it lightly. So moving on to the Mask of Darkness, Kiramai. He's the one that makes the Jaminchi, the monsters of the week, from his the foot soldiers. He makes the foot soldiers, and via his Jamin, the staff thingy, which when there's enough dark energy like, of depression from the people citizens of Japan, Tokyo, whatever they're in, that will fill up his meter, and then now send the giant dimension beasts, the giant monsters, which you have foot monsters on the ground, like, which I think I like it. They did this with Go Busters, where they have like the monsters of the week, and then there's like another monster. Yeah, it was like with Go Busters how they did it, and like but Go Busters had a timer when they launched the enemy Megazord. So yeah, the monsters didn't really grow. It's just like just fill up the meter, and then he sent a giant monster out. And like the monsters of the week never had like particular like outfit. It's just their head. It was like the thing or object, whatever it was, like a camera or like a cavity. One of them was a cavity. I remember, I remember Sayo was like, "Ow, my teeth," and like June was like saying to all the Rangers like, "You should go to the dentist," and then Sayo was like, "No, I don't like going to the dentist. She's a doctor." Like that's funny. The irony of that. A doctor does not like going to another doctor. What else was unique about his monsters? There was the camera monster. Wait, was the camera monster the loss of Sayo's memory? That was the one with that when we learn about her past. So the next villain we have is Yodonna. She was introduced in the middle of the series, and she is one of the Emperor's Yodon personas, and she directly speaks to him. And she's like the left side of Yodon's mask, which allows Yodon to take control whenever he wants to like shift into her body, which I think she was only created by the Emperor, but she's not a real thing. She's not a real person. I like the episode where she was introduced because Yellow, to stop, she was hot, and like she's talking about like I like humans, but she likes the humans like suffering, whatever, and that's what she's talking about. He acts like, oh my god, this is not how you know when it's a parody, because he was acting like she liked him or she tricked him, but no, he just thought she was hot. She didn't do anything. You, gamer boy, ninja, thought she was hot, and that's why you get upset. And usually with those episodes, the character talks to them first, have like a little flirty moment, but they did none of that. He's just stupid. He's a hotshot, arrogant weirdo who's horny. He needs a bong. Cause the setup when they usually do that, there's like, oh, I like you too, whatever. But she didn't do any of that. So the final guy we're talking about is the Emperor, Emperor Yodon. There's really nothing much said about him actually, except he's the final boss and he wants annihilation. And his only weakness is the face. And the Rangers tricked him with one of the stones, the one that can create illusions, like to think that he got defeated. But no, the stone make an illusion to think he got defeated. And then we got a drill kick in the face with the Rangers partner like in Kamen Rider Forze, which I like that, like, because he just, after when he thought he defeated everyone, he just took off the mask, like, ha, finally I defeated everyone, the world annihilated, and then they just rampage him into a drill kick in the face. In a more serious shonen-esque Sentai, like in like Ninja or whatever, they were just gonna probably like punch him really hard, but they didn't. They didn't go with that, and I like that. Just trick the enemy next time, because his only weakness was in his like his skin. Whatever. That's what they explain it in the episode, the final. Not the final episode, like yeah, in the final episode or the episode before that. He just needed to take off his face, his helmet, whatever, and that was really great. Oh, one of his faces was like a marksman, and that episode reminded me of the Magic Ranger episode with the Hades gods arc. There was the Cyclops who was a sniper, and he went to the mirrors, the world, whatever. He could shoot through mirrors. It reminded me of that episode with the Emperor Yodon's face with the sniper up with his sniper episode. I wonder if it was not like trying to parody that, but like, more like replicate that episode. But in Magic Ranger, that was a two-parter. In here, it's a one episode, and with the Kiramager one, that was with the shadows, which is like different from that episode, but similar in many ways. Also, Kiramager Yellow tricked Sniper Dude. He took that Tobachi's like uh a stone that that the sniper guy chained into, turned all of the other three Kiramagers into stones, and then he was able to trick him when he jumped over that bush, and then he thought the sniper guy got him, but no, he didn't. He was able to save June from that devastating blow or final thing. Yeah, that was a pretty great episode actually. So yeah, more of the serious episodes because like I think that's also the only time where the monsters weren't the giant head things. It was an actual different monster. Like I was like, hey, he's the only monster that had like a full monster body instead of like the foot soldiers with a cape on them. So in conclusion of all this, it wasn't really that serious. Not even with the villains. And also, this series is actual the 45th anniversary. Because if you think about it, Go Ranger did start in 1975. Each series just follows the the seasons, not the actual years. Unlike with Kamen Rider, when the Kamen Rider says it's the 50th anniversary, or whatever, it's gonna say it's 50th anniversary with the series. With the actual series, it's the 50th anniversary with Kamen Rider. With the Super Sentai, it's not. It started in the 1975, and it just goes along with the show. Go Ranger had 2 seasons, and then the creator of Super Sentai, I know his name, but like it's not. I'm top of my tip with my tongue right now. Um, didn't want to do it. He just kept continuing on Kamen Rider and more manga stuff. But then Toei just made Super Sentai separate from his vision, and it was Go Ranger was added later, and then the celebrated with the 20th anniversary with O Ranger. So with this, like Kiramager, Ninja, Ghostager, Magi Ranger, Time Ranger, O Ranger, from that point on, is the real anniversary. So the actual anniversary, like with Car Ranger, the anniversary being 20 or whatever, where Car Ranger was 20, Gal Ranger was 25, Bulk Ranger 20, 30, about 30, Gokaiger 35, Zooger 40, now with Zenkaiger being 50. Those are not the real anniversary. The ones before it are the real anniversary. If you didn't know that, or the history of that. So, in conclusion, well, your conclusion, what do you think about Kiramager season? Did you like it? Did you not like it? I thought I was, well, you know my opinion, so yeah, I really liked it. Did you not like it? Or was it just fine for you? Please. Where's a pencil at? So I found a pencil. So please, comment down below, leave a like, it really helps me out, and subscribe for more. I've been everyone, and see you later. Any fans or TV show fans, whatever. See, look, somebody's calling me. Hold on. I don't know what you said. Somebody's calling me again. Oh yeah. Ah! More calls. Hello. Should I talk now or am I getting that call? Ah!